Hi, thank you for watching a new video blog. Today from Riga, Latvia, and behind me, Opera Nationale. Beautiful building. Make America great again. Well, I'm not political. I don't devote a lot of time on my channel towards politics, but I get confronted with it because normies around me, nice people, I love them, but yeah, they start to talk towards a silly guy like me, a more natural guy, spiritual guy, religious guy, about politics, and yeah, I'm looking towards it from my perspective and my very limited knowledge of politics, but I can say that Make America Great Again is a good slogan, but the way they want to make it great again now seems yeah, rather hopeless. I don't see how any of this can solve the problems in the United States. I heard it talk about tariffs, about stop the immigration, make the government very efficient, abandon lots of these government companies, whatever you want to call it. I don't have the word right now here, but yeah, it's like what they their mission is to make America great again, but it's just nonsense. It's and also what the Democrats or whatever, what their plan is, of course, is maybe even worse. But it's not really a solution for a problem, because anything that they bring up is not the problem in the United States. The open borders or the immigration is not the problem. The tariffs or whatever they have to is hindering their growth, and then raising tariffs is not the problem. It seems like everybody there in the United States is just looking away from the only, and I say the really only problem that the United States has, and that are the birth rates that are dropping like a rock in a bucket, decreasing fast as the speed of light. And the once growing nation of the United States is turning into an abandoned ghost town. Cities are being abandoned, malls are being abandoned, churches are being abandoned, offices are being abandoned, theaters are being abandoned, schools are being abandoned. Everything is turning into a ghost town in that country. And the number one reason why that is happening is the low birth rates. It has nothing to do with immigration, has nothing to do with tariffs. These are all just like small bandages on a wound. Is not going to help a lot. These are just like tiny small solutions for a large problem, and that is that to sustain a country, to have a great country, you need to have a growing population. Why are certain countries on earth now becoming more successful, like India, Brazil, South Africa? Because their birth rates are still at replacement levels or a little bit above. They have a growing population. And that's why they're growing. Every country that has a growing population has a better economy. Now, I don't really care too much about civilization, because I see that we cannot really do anything about it. Also, the dropping birth rates is nearly impossible to turn around. The only thing that can turn around is to go back to nature, and that's what I'm doing. But I'm just find it interesting to to talk about it, because it seems like many people are blind for the reality. They really think like, oh yeah, it's because we have no tariffs in the United States. Oh, it's because there's a few million Mexicans working in the United States, or that woke agenda as well. Yeah, they're sort of part of the low birth rates, but not really. I don't believe that really. But many people seem to be blind for this reality, and you can say anything nowadays what is causing the civilization and the economy to be bad. You know, inflation is high. You can name anything, printing of money, and we do this, and wars, but in reality it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the birth rates that are under replacement levels. Also in the United States. The birth rate in the United States is 1.66. The replacement level is 2.1, meaning that everybody needs to have at least 3 children to maintain the country. Now people in the United States are having 1.5 child. And if you see the amount of married couples that are childless, it's something to fear if you are wanting to maintain the civilization. Like I say, I can freely talk about it because I really don't care. I have already decided that you know, it's hopeless, it's not going to work, you cannot do anything about it, you cannot tell people to have more children, whatever. It's out of any control, because that's civilization, that's the cost of civilization. But people are blind, they try to ignore. And you can, like I say, you can say any reason. You can say, oh, it's because of we use the color blue too much on buildings, and they will believe it. But if you say the civilization and the culture and the society and the economy is collapsing because the birth rates are low, then it's somehow, oh, that's not a problem, and that's not a problem. That's just silly talk, and haha, who wants to have a lot of children? That's crazy. So I can say, I can make this video, and still people are convinced that, oh, that's not, oh, you're just, no, look, and they come with some numbers, and you know, they always try to make up some weird reasons. For example, they say, oh, it's because the workforce is not, you know, is not protecting motherhood, or it's because of the inflation, but everything comes down to not enough people. And when you don't have a growing population, and doesn't mean everybody needs to have 10 children, but like I say, 3 or 4, 4 or 5, that will make America great again. 4 or 5 children. That is what will make America great again. Because when a family has 4 or 5 children, this means 4 or 5 new demands for a house, for a car, for insurance, for clothing, for food. When a married couple has 0 children and just continue to exist and then die, it leaves out 4 or 5 more demanding, consuming, family starting individuals. You can't have a civilization, well, you can have it, but it will quickly die out when you don't have something natural, a natural force, like families, birth rates, new people. And it seems like they try to cover everything up, like, oh no, it's inflation, the printing of money, crypto will save us all, will make us rich. That's not. Even in a civilization, you need nature, because it leeches off nature. Civilization is a leech off of nature. You need to have sufficient amount of births to maintain the population, the civilization, or whatever you want to call it. And we always had families with at least 4 or 5 children. Childlessness was nearly impossible in the past, because there was no protection, there was no abortion, and still people have this desire and drive to procreate with each other. So there was always enough of newborns. But now, since the 60s, there's well, certain promotion to have smaller families, but also people just decide to do it. It's their decision, it's their free choice to do so. But it means that it comes at a cost. You see these DINK people, double income, no kids, they're celebrating their lives, but they are still be able to live like that because others are having children. When all of a sudden we all became DINKs, there will be an enormous problem. The whole civilization will collapse, the economy will be wiped out, because you cannot have a childless civilization. And we can clearly see in the United States what's going on. It is not getting more great, it's becoming bad. It's becoming a ghost town. You can find for yourself, go to YouTube and look for clothes shops in LA, clothes shops in New York, clothes shops in Baltimore, clothes shops wherever. Everywhere shops are closing. If there's not enough consumers, then of course all the malls, all the shops that were built to be sufficient for replacement level of population now suddenly have a problem. There's nobody there to buy the clothes. There's nobody there to eat in the restaurants. There's nobody there to go to the churches. And this will lead to ghost townification of the United States. It's not getting greater, it's getting smaller, emptier, desolate. So the only way to make America great again is if everybody there would have at least 4 or 5 children. More will be better, like in the past, when they had like 10 or 12 children, but only 4 or 5 will increase the economy dramatically. You cannot imagine the demand for goods, for housing, for clothing, for mortgages, for cars, anything, food, leisure. You cannot imagine how much the economy will boom. And this will lead, of course, to more wealth. People will get paid more. People can spend more. And the population will grow. So this will continue. Now again, I am not here to save civilization or American society or any society. I'm just giving my ideas. And because I am such an outsider of that system, I am basically almost now self-sustaining, living very simple. But I think that for that reason I can give the most honest answer to the problems that America now has, and many Western countries, and soon also this problem will start to come up in Africa, because also there you can see that the birth rates are dropping. Make America great again. The only solution is if every American family, every married couple would have like at least 4 or 5 children. That will make America great again, and that will like propel everything into a prosperous country. And what they're doing now is just like covering it up, doing a little bit here, there, terrorists. You know, it's not going to work. It's going only making things worse. Because if you have a booming economy, if you have a growing population, you can export also your products, because you are doing the best. You have the best economy, and then you can sell everything to other countries. That's how it works. That's how it has always worked. So make America great again by having 4 or 5 children per family. That will grow their economy and their civilization by multitudes. So it was for today from Riga, Latvia. I said thank you for watching. See you next time.